Love the way they fan out on this front stretch, heading to turn 1.
Oh, by the way, for the first time in a year, that's intimidating, isn't it?
No practice, no problem. Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed.
There we go.
And there is an incident in the first turn, just like you indicated, Mike, and we saw Stuart Friesen have that problem a year ago. And today it's Matt Crafton in the 88 and the 9 of Cody Robaugh.
Going down into turn 1 of Pocono, it's like playing the game of chicken. You know, you go in there 3 and 4, 5 wide. Who's going to lift and who's going to get out of the hole and give up the spot? And Austin Wayself thought that he had enough room. And for the spotters, for Cody Robaugh and his spotter, it's so hard to call that position getting in that corner because the spotters are literally up by the start-finish line, and the angle for them to call that is just really difficult.
Wow. You know, it looked like Robaugh got a little bit loose there before Self got to the left rear, so
it's probably a avoidable accident, but Self probably had no idea that the 9 was going to come over like he did. Oh, look at this crash.
Oh, no.
Rafael Lessard, and it is the 22 of Austin Wayne Self again, and the 4 of Lessard was in the grass at one point.
Did they somehow get bottled up here? The 04 of, yeah, Roper was down low and off the gas, and I don't think that Lessard anticipated him not having that much speed, and he had to avoid him.
Yeah, I think Rafael felt like he was going to come down the racetrack, and he was trying to give him some room. And being the first time that Rafael has ever been through turn 3, he didn't realize that the grass was right there. There was no apron at that point of the racetrack. And
oh, and now the 45 of Majeski after some contact and a heavy hit.
You can see the silver truck behind the white one. He's going to swing up to the outside because he got that draft. And when he does that, Majeski moves up to block. And they come together. Looked like Enfinger moved down a little, and Majeski, what'd you see, Tom?
Well, you called it perfect. Grant went to the outside, had about maybe a foot up alongside Ty's truck, and there again, as a driver, you have to make the call inside that truck whether you're going to try to block him or not. A spotter cannot. That's the spotter view. That's what the spotter would see. You can't make that call for the driver. If he's alongside him, you can say looking outside, maybe outside, but you can't make the call, and it's up to the driver to make that decision.
Oh, and there's another truck out of control.
Tate Fogelman, the 0-2.
He was hit by Tanner Gray. Gray got loose on the bottom like we talked about all day, how hard it is to hang on down there.
Tanner Gray in the 15 and Fogelman in the 0-2.
There you see.
Yep. Like Gray had to gather it up to begin with, and then on the recovery got into the.
And then what didn't help right there is Tanner got in the corner so shallow, Michael.
Yes, that's
that
bad.
He had to pinch it right there.
And almost hung onto it enough to keep it off of Fogelman, and then Gray doesn't crash.
And there is a problem for Brennan Poole after hitting the wall, maybe cut down a tire there.
Yeah.
The 18 of Equis around from the lead.
Well, there's some cords that look like that were rattling on it. Yeah, he just loses the right rear tire. And nice heads-up driving by Brandon Jones to duck under him.
Well, that could have very easily taken out both the KBM trucks.
See the cords flopping there on that right rear tire. He's called that exactly correct.
Well, what a heartbreaker for Equis.
He's sideways as he enters the corner. That thing, it was soft on the straightaway even.
Equis hasn't been feeling well this week, been battling a sinus infection, and that did not help the way he feels, that's for sure.
Trouble big time. The 19 of Brandon Jones.
Yeah, it looks like Austin Cindric's behind him, but it's hard to tell if he got into him right there, Regan.
Maybe a little contact, if anything. You know, Brandon may have had to check up just a little bit as they got 3 wide right there. Austin might not have been prepared for that, and you see the car just come right around.
Yeah, you might be right. It looks like the 19 might have checked up a little bit so he didn't get into the car on his outside. And the way these bumpers line up, a little bit of contact picks it up, and that's a sketchy part of the track already.
You know, oddly enough, I was getting ready to mention right there that, man, these guys did a nice job down the front stretch of getting too wide and getting through turn 1 well, and they did getting into turn 1, but not to the exit.
Jones inside of 3 wide.
Boy, it wasn't much, but he did make just a little bit of contact with the front bumper of Austin Cindric right there.
How tough to judge when you're Cindric riding behind him in that situation?
I mean, it's tough to judge, and unfortunately it was the first lap, which makes it even more difficult.
And trouble again. This is Josh Williams in the 92, second caution, lap number 5. Incredible.
Well, it looks like he just got loose, Regan. Like, I don't think there was any contact there. It looks like Josh just got a little bit free right there.
The car behind him, the blue and white car, it appeared to be Daniel Hemrick in the 8. And we'll take a look at another angle here. What do you see, Regan?
I think there was definitely contact from this angle. Daniel Hemrick just washed up the racetrack just a little bit there. I feel like if we happen to see the right front of Daniel Hemrick's car, we'll probably see just a little bit of markings on that from getting into the left rear.
Well, we had 2 sides of the story on the other one, and now Regan and I are seeing something different here. And I want to see your side, but I just haven't seen a replay that I can see where Hemrick got into him.
And there's trouble. Third caution of the afternoon, and another one of our key players. It's Harrison Burton.
Just inside another car there.
Yeah.
It just came right around on him.
That's a big hit.
I go back to what you said and all the safety enhancements and adding the safer barrier on the inside, and twice today we have seen how important that is. And you think about the start for Harrison, 10 consecutive top 10 finishes, those 2 wins, and now back-to-back weeks where he's crashed out early. Last week at Talladega, and today stage 1 at Pocono. And you know what? I mean, you're going to win this stage here, it certainly would appear, unless something crazy happens in the final couple of turns. As we up, and there we go. 90 is in trouble, and that's not good for Alex Lebay. Trouble. Riley Herbst spinning. Right at the start-finish line.
Yeah, I'm going to say that was help. Yeah.
How do you do?
Yeah.
Interesting spot to get help at Pocono.
Yeah.
I just didn't see anything there that would have warranted him going down and doing that. You know, and I wish that we could say, oh, there was a little contact, but that was a classic example of basically packing air on the car in front of you and getting the position.
I thought they were going to be pretty tight to be able to make it here on fuel, and there's trouble. Gregson around into Allgaier.
Cindric
What a hit for Hemrick, and Cindric as well. That's Mike Snyder on the outside of the 9 there.
We're going to see another replay of that from another angle.
What a move by the one of Michael Annett to get through all that. He was right in the middle of where it all was happening.
You could see that Myatt Snyder was on Noah Gragson, but what you couldn't tell was the 22 pushing Myatt Snyder. Because it looked like they made contact and then they were good and then they hooked again.
There was 2 contacts that happened off the corner. The first one, I believe Noah looked or felt like he was going to be clear coming off the corner there. And when he wiggled just a little bit, they had the contact. And then it looked like the 21 perhaps got frustrated that they had the contact and maybe just finished the deal off here. You'll see that was the initial one where he thought he was clear and he wasn't. And then here's the next move, and that's the one that causes the wreck.
Yeah, but it looks like the 21 gets jacked up at the same time.
Perhaps the 22's right on top of him.
Yeah, like it kind of was like a chain reaction right there.
Brett Moffitt also made a really good move to get through there. Jeremy Clements in the 51.
Hey, look at that.
Stephen Parsons in the 99.
No.
There's trouble. It's Briscoe, the race leader with 22 to go.
Just get her rolling when you can, bud. Try not to hit nothing.
An unbelievable turn of events.
Oh, yeah, you clearly can see it down right there. It's so hard to hold a car straight when that left rear tire blows out.
What a save, though, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he got into anything, guys.
And now a caution. Chad Fincham, the 13, 9th caution of the day.
Woo!
Oh, spin.
Michael McDowell had a great run here yesterday. Finished in the 8th spot, and he has used up the left side of that Mustang.
Well, yeah, that's a right rear tire that went down probably from that impact or that contact that he made. You see the right side already had some damage. Cut that right side tire down. Doesn't take much with these fenders as flared as they are to get in on the tire and cut that tire down. Wow, oh, man, look at the front end bouncing around. Great shots. Spin.
Spinner.
Oh, Christopher Bell.
Oh, he has torn that car up. All right, let's look for Christopher Bell in the 95. Already around. Yeah.
That's off the exit of the tunnel turn. And you know, there's an apron there where a lot of times if you're trying to make a pass, you can put those left sides on the apron that could rotate the car. He could have just been racing hard with somebody and gotten the air taken off of him, or there may have been contact with another competitor.
Oh, around
Chris
goes
Buescher.
Chris Buescher. And he straightens it out and saves it.
But the caution is out. You can see he's in that outside lane. Eric Almirola to the inside. You know, by Almirola kind of running him wide, he just got up to that top groove and tried to stay in the gas, and the car just came around on him. That's a great slow motion shot. In the throttle, spinning those rear tires, trying to keep it out of that outside wall. Kyle Busch, heavy contact. Wow.
With 9 laps to go in stage 2, Kyle Busch
now that's
piles up his Camry. Kyle Busch was racing Ryan Blaney.
By 1, whatever lane you need. Whatever lane you want here.
Well, yeah, you could just see he was just in an awkward position. There goes Bubba Wallace by as Ryan Preece makes contact in the inside wall. But watch Bubba Wallace. Look at the rear tires come off the ground right as he hits that transition to the pavement. Front tires, then the back tires. And does a great job not hitting the wall.